I just draw a line there in the sand, stand my ground and say, my Alberta roots run deep. Oh, we got us a thing going on here, boy. It's living on the land, watching life come and go, working hard and playing hard, in sunshine and in snow. We don't really ask for much, because we know that God provides, and He's given us all the things we need to enjoy this life and thrive. So what makes us want to hold on to what we know is right, and in the face of opposition, stand our ground and fight. My Alberta roots run deep. It's in my blood, in my bones, they get stronger every day. When somebody tries to move in, tear it all away, I just draw a line there in the sand, stand my ground and say, our Alberta roots, you can't hide us, they define us, made us who we are today. And when life's this good, just don't throw it away. 'Cause our Alberta roots run deep. You can't dig them up or pull them out, they go deeper every day. And when somebody tries to move in and tear it all away, we just draw a line there in the sand, stand the ground and say, our Alberta roots run deep. Run deep. And give it up for the ladies. We have to give them a name yet. And the dancers. Yes, we love that. That's awesome. We got one more for you before we turn it over to Miss Ruth. This song kind of hit us right soon after the first one did. And I like me a little bit of swampy southern rock with my country. And this one is one that I learned from running with these people. Is I'm learning the stuff that I didn't know before. I'm smarter than I ever have been, and it's kind of hard on my hat because it don't fit so good anymore. But I had no idea about the history of our province. And so I wrote this down because I thought you needed to enjoy it the same as I did. Big dreams. No, we didn't ask to be brought here back in 1905. We was just fine, spending our time to mind our own business and thrive. But the East had different ideas. We're too good a deal to pass up. What we had, and they wanted it bad, so he signed us up there on the spot. Said, we'll call you Alberta, land of big sky and big dreams. You do the work, we'll take the pay. That makes us the ultimate team. Well, we realized that we was the peasant. This arrangement just couldn't go far. You do the work, we'll take the pay. I messed up. But things just got worse as the time flew. The feds kept a stomp on our necks. They take all our pay, keep our assets at bay. The whole thing's become a big wreck. So long for old Alberta, so much for all of our dreams. Told what to think, election day stakes, giving up all of our means. So we've had it, we're rattled, we're just gonna move on and take back what's ours from the start. We ride a new horse and we chart a new course. Thank God we'll be finally free. So raise a glass to old Alberta, land of good sky and big dreams. Finally free to be who we should be and rid of the liberal schemes. So let's break the chains, breathe free again. Thank God that we're finally free. Thank you so much, man alive. What a rowdy crowd. We come to the right place. And to think I was going to go to bed early tonight. Well, listen, we alone will let you know we do have a cash bar that's wide open back here as well. And keep an eye on the lineups. That is really good food. A preview of it, and man alive, that was good stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a real treat for you tonight. We have Miss Ruth Purves Smith. This gal has been around. We did not know that we knew each other. Well, she knew, but I didn't. But she goes back a whole bunch of years into the guiding and outfitting industry, and she's rode about 6 billion miles of our back country that we call our own backyard. And she's a fine songwriter, fine singer, fine guitar picker, and oh, isn't this fun? Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Miss Ruth Purves Smith? Did I say it right?
You got it.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. No, it's great. Hey, you guys, how's it going? I'm just going to plug my little deal in here. Maybe I should pick a different guitar. There's some nice ones up here. I'm not plugged in. It's all good. Yes, sir. I'll try not to kick this stand too many times. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So yeah, as Ben was saying years ago now, because I'm an old lady, I worked for the big hunting outfits here in Alberta. And one of the few things that got packed into the base camp with us would be a Ben Crane comic book. The boys always loved your artwork, Ben. Well, folks, you get your dinner going. I'm going to sing for my supper. Got flies in the cupboard, but there ain't no food. I got flies in the cupboard, but there ain't no food. Got flies in the cupboard and they buzz and they hover, trying to get 'em out, don't do no good. Got a nickel on the ground laying in the dirt. I got a nickel on the ground laying in the dirt. Got a nickel on the ground laying all around. Gonna pick it up, but it ain't got no word. 'Cause a rich man, he gets richer on the play, and the poor man, he stays where he's gone to stay. Dog eat dog till Judgment Day, when God's great light will shine the way to a better day. Yeah, that's a better day right here, right now, you guys. When we come together, start with a new idea. Gonna sing for my supper, that's what I'll do. Gonna sing for my supper, that's what I'll do. Gonna sing for my supper, well, I'm pretty lucky, most the world's starving through and through. Well, a rich man, he gets richer on the play, and the poor man, he stays where he's gonna stay. Dog eat dog till Judgment Day, when God's great light will shine away. Rich man, he gets richer on the play, and the poor man, he stays where he's gonna stay. Dog eat dog till Judgment Day, when God's great light will shine away. God's great light will shine away. God's great light will shine away to a better day. We're gonna make a better day. That's how we do it, you guys. Because we're not separating from anybody, we're separating from darkness. We're separating from corruption. We are separating from evil. And that's what we're doing here. Got flies in the cupboard, but there ain't no food. I got flies in the cupboard, but there ain't no food. I got flies in the cupboard, but there ain't no food. Well, folks, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. You just go ahead and get on up in there and get some dinner. I bet y'all are starving. It's Tuesday after all, and we're always hungry on a Tuesday. We haven't even made it to the middle of the week yet. Well, it's springtime. Spring rains are coming. Hopefully the snow melts first. This is a song about when the snow didn't melt first. Water, water in the creek, water, water is so deep. Water, water overflowing, water, water, here we go. Rise up, water, rise up. Rise up, water, rise up. Float me to the other side, with the Lord I will abide. If my pleas are all in vain, devil wash me down the drain. Wash it all away, wash it all away. Wash it all away, wash it all away. There we go now. Started as a little drop, seems the rain will never stop. Turned into an endless sea, rivers of eternity. Rise up, water, rise up. Rise up, water, rise up. Water, water everywhere, water, water, I don't care. Water, water, let it roll. Water, water, now I'm gone. Oh, those raindrops. All right, you guys. So people are like, where on earth did they get the girl in the kimono from? I'm born and raised right here in Alberta, you guys. I know it's hard to believe. I'm wearing the right color, though. Like, check it out, right? Repurposed saris. Very cool. It's the thing now, ladies. You're supposed to wear your pajamas to the show. I love it. It's much more comfortable than like high heels and short skirts and all that stuff that we had in our youth, right? It's much better to be an old lady, for fashion purposes at least. Thank you, sweetie. Thanks so much to Max taking care of sound and music for us tonight. Thank you, Max. That is one hard job, I tell you what. Because you never know what you're going to get when you show up at the club with all your gear and what's going to boom and who's too loud and who's got a hearing aid that's feeding back and turning everyone deaf. So I wrote a song for my dad.
I thought I was really smart too, because I wrote it before I put out my second album, and I thought, oh, I'm so smart. I'm gonna get my dad to sing on the album with me. It'll be so great. I'll have my dad on my record. Everybody goes, oh, I dedicate this song to my dad. I wish he could be alive to hear it, you know? And I thought, oh, I'm so smart. I'm gonna have my dad sing on a song with me. So I gave him a recording of it, and he says to me after a couple weeks, he says, Ruthie, I can't get my head around your song. Oh, you guys, I was crushed. I was crushed. I'm like, oh, my dad doesn't want to sing on me on my new record. I was crushed. Then he passed away. And suddenly I couldn't sing the song anymore. It was way too emotional. And I came to realize, oh, I know what he was talking about. I can't get my head around your song. In dad language actually means that song is way too emotional for me to be able to sing. So he wouldn't have been able to come and sing with me on it. And I was thinking, well, I'll never record it because he's passed away and now I'm all choked up. I can't sing it, you know? But I had to do one more song for my new album. And my producer said to me, well, what else you got, girlfriend? What else you got? And for some reason, the Lord said to me, oh, do your dad's song, do your dad's song. And I'm like, I could barely choke it out. I couldn't even sing it anymore. But I choked it out for my producer, and he said, oh, that's the one, you gotta do it. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll never be able to sing it, but you know, do your magic, whatever. And so I sang the little scratch track for it, and I left it for him. And he turned it into such a joyous anthem for me that I'm able to sing it again. So this song goes out to all the dads. We love you, dads. When I was just a little girl, my father said to me, let's take a walk down in the clover, out across the creek. The only bridge across that stream was old and rickety. I was afraid and could not cross, so Dad came back for me. He said, I will cross over, I will cross over, I will cross over to you. I will cross over and we'll dance in the clover. I will cross over to you. Since that time, a lot of miles I've traveled down the road. But oftentimes my dad was there helping with the load. But one day he just grew too tired. Somehow we all get old. And I came back to help him through the deepened winter snow. I said, I will cross over, I will cross over, I will cross over to you. I will cross over and we'll dance in the clover. I will cross over to you. And when there's nowhere left to dance, we'll have to fly. If you'll just take my hand, I know it will be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be alright.
once again, like all things do, that wheel it turned around, and he went on ahead of me as I watched from the ground. He will wait till I am ready, then he'll show me what he's found. His voice will call me softly, I know I'll hear the sound. He'll say, I will cross over, I will cross over, I will cross over too. I will cross over and we'll dance in the clover. I will cross over too. And when there's nowhere left to dance, we'll have to fly. If you just take my hand, I know it will be fine. It's gonna be alright. Yeah, it's gonna be alright.
Thanks, Dad. You see, the thing about the modern world is that we're all living under these agreements that, mostly we were born into, right? Like Canada, Alberta, all of the different labels that we give ourselves, but we are not the labels. And so we, as beings, feel deeply in ourselves that something isn't quite right in the agreements that we live under. And that's why we're here tonight. It has nothing to do with all the things that the other folks that don't understand say. But hopefully we can talk to them. That's the whole deal here, right? Let's talk, Alberta. Let's talk, Alberta. Because many of these people I've known for 30 years, and they about dropped dead when I went off to Coots. But they've known me for 30 years. Did they think that I suddenly was taken over by evil Nazis? Well, yes, actually they did. But I'm still standing. And I'm here to tell you, I like trains. "15 miles from Arkadelphia, right near the Texas border. Traffic would stop at the railway crossing. I tuck it to the shoulder. I stoke the kettle, I poured it to the metal, I cut the gravel loose. I missed the train, but I was happy with a glimpse of the caboose. 'Cause I like trains. I like fast trains. I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains. I like sad trains. I like trains that whisper your name. I was born on a Greyhound bus. My mama was
was a diesel engine. They tried to put me behind the wheel, but I wouldn't let them. You should have seen the look in their eyes and how it turned to tears when I finally told them I wanna be an engineer, 'cause I like trains. I like fast trains. I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains. I like sad trains. I like trains that whisper your name. Well, you think that I got someone new, but darling, that ain't true. 'Cause I could never love another man besides you. There's not some dewy-eyed darling that's gonna drive you insane. But anymore I'd be listening for the sound of a big old train. 'Cause I like trains. I like fast trains. I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains. I like sad trains. I like trains that whisper your name. I like trains that whisper your name. I like trains that whisper your name.
Choo-choo. Thank you, guys. I know we're being a little rowdy here for dinner music, right? Ruthie, settle the heck down. That's a hard thing to do, get me to settle down. Ask anybody that knows me. That girl's just a walking kerfuffle, they say. But I love y'all so much.
We love you.
Aw, you're an angel. Max.
We got some good comments on the social media accounts, by the way.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Well, bless all the folks out there in the big bad world. Where are you streaming to, Max? Are you streaming on Facebook or YouTube or?
Basically streaming on Facebook, Rumble, Telegram,
Wow!
X.
Streaming to the whole world via every computer link known to man. Well, thank you so much for that, Max. I guess I better say something important. We'll just slow it down a little bit here. Do a little waltz I wrote about just life. We dance in the darkness, sailing for day. Oh, we dance in the shadow, not knowing our way. Yeah, we dance to the edge, our stride gone astray. We just keep dancing, there ain't no other way. Well, God is in heaven, and he has his plan. But we're having a spell where we don't quite understand. I suppose time will reveal what he has in his hand. Yeah, but until then, we're just doing a dance.
'Cause we dance in the darkness, sailing for day. Oh, we dance in the shadow, not knowing our way. Yeah, we dance to the edge, our stride gone astray. We just keep dancing, there ain't no other way. So as we glide across life's little stage, it's best not to give in to worry and rage. Let love be your lone partner. May you have courage and grace as you do that last waltz at the end of the race. 'Cause we all dance in that darkness, we're just sailing towards the day. Oh, we dance in the shadow, not quite knowing our way. Yeah, we dance to the edge, our stride gone astray. We just keep dancing, there ain't no other way. We just keep dancing, there ain't no other way. Thank you folks so very much. That's a song off my first album. It's older than most of your children. Back before the digital era when you could, sell an album to people. I don't suppose there's anybody here old enough to remember the maps of the solar system from the 1970s. Like they had in the elementary schools back then, with the solar system with all the planets and the moon and the sun and stuff. Earth was relatively large in those little dioramas, right? You could see all the planets, and Earth was, bigger than some, smaller than others, but it all seemed to be, pretty important and organized. But now it's the 21st century, and we have Google. And apparently, to make a to-scale map of our solar system, and be able to detect the Earth on the map, you would need a 7-mile radius. That means 7 miles, from the middle to the edge. Like one side to the other, right? Man, I forget my elementary school math, but I sure do remember those dioramas. So, and the Earth would be the size of a marble. Not even one of those big jumbos, right? Just a regular marble.
We're so little, we're so small, just a tiny blue-green ball. We're so minute, like bugs that crawl. Nobody can see us at all. Can't see the big mess we've made of it. Can't see us fighting, though we won't quit. None to notice the stuff we're hiding. No one will witness all the shopping. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? Well, not all songs rhyme all the time, right? I mean, I could say it and it would be kind of funny, right? But I think shopping is funnier. It's very human of us. Make sure you do some shopping while you're here, by the way, guys. We have some amazing booths here. Healthy stuff and Alberta stuff and healthy Alberta stuff. Can't see the big mess we made of it. Can't see us fighting, though we won't quit. None to notice the stuff we're hiding. No one will witness all the shopping. 'Cause we're too little, we're so small, just a tiny blue-green ball. We're so minute, like bugs that crawl. Nobody can see us at all. No one will take note when we fall. No one will notice, 'cause we're too small. So much for aliens, right, guys? Like, who cares? Bring them on. We live in Alberta. Teeny tiny. All right, you guys. Y'all looking at me like that girl is sort of scary. We're not sure. Well, I should have warned you guys by the time I found out you could write a happy song. It was too late. How about a funny song? What time are we at, Bonnie? Must be 10 minutes past eating with your fingers. Well, I did write sort of a silly song just about when the whole pandemic thing started. Released it just before I went and spent 70 days on the line.
Scamdemic.
The scamdemic, that's right. It was really kind of, there's not a word actually. But anybody that likes the star shows, you'll relate to this one. You gotta pay attention to the words. Hang on, wait a sec. Somebody didn't get the memo in this tuner here, hang on. There it was, that guy. It's always the G string, you guys. My G string likes to stray. Thought we were gonna get Captain Kirk.
work. Instead, we got Darth Vader. He's not my father, he's such a jerk, but the truth all comes out later. When the empire's looming and cons afoot, the hero always saves us. But Luke Skywalker had a bad car crash, didn't matter that he was famous. Now we're waiting for the captain, and it ain't gonna happen. But if you can set a course and try to take a side, we'll see where the force in you resides. We'll see where the force in you resides. Everybody wants to be a Jedi Knight, those guys that never get hurt. Nobody ever wants to be that guy out in the front in the red shirt. And Princess Leia made a getaway with the help of R2-D2. Still Kirky's stuck down in sick bay, can't fly the ship with the flu. Now we're waiting for the captain, and it ain't gonna happen. But if you can set a course and try to take a side, see where the force in you resides. We'll see where the force in you resides. Yeah, we're waiting for the captain, and it ain't, no it ain't gonna happen. But if you can take a course and try to set aside, see where the force in you resides. We'll see where the force in you resides. We'll see where the force in you resides. Oh yeah, you gotta pick a side, guys, that's right. Well, how's that dinner? Chris been busy back there cooking all day, I'm pretty sure. That's a heck of a dinner, eh, guys? Yeah, let's hear it for the cooks. The cooks and the critters that made the dinner. Here's a little song I wrote about Alberta history. If you didn't know, before the Second War, a lot of Alberta boys were being recruited by the British Navy to go and join the British Navy because they were known as excellent spotters. From growing up on the prairies, they could see stuff for miles. So they were coming home even before the war with brides from London and Glasgow and great big cities over in the UK. So this is a story about that.
You know, I felt pretty small against that wheat gold wall of prairie. 'Cause I was just a girl from halfway around the world. It scared me. I gave my heart, I was pretty and smart at 18. With arms so strong and a deep bass song, he thrilled me. The world went mad across the sea, so far from this tranquility. Over there, such tragedy, as I waited here in disbelief. Never seen such big skies, never known such dark nights. I've never seen the stars shine so bright over me. A winter cruel, the wind whistled through across the prairies. Then they asked him if he'd sail that ship with the Navy. Off to Dieppe with the regiment was the mission. In the 24th Fleet now, he stood by the bow in his picture. And here at home, it was women on our own at the homestead. And I felt so proud as I wrote him how we're expecting. Never seen such big skies, never known such dark nights. I've never seen the stars shine so bright over me. You know the news, it came too soon from overseas. All hands went down in the fight for liberty. Now she asks about you and I tell her Dad's a hero. A military cross from that war, it was my fear. I marched with my sisters for the cause, while he stood on guard and bravely fought. We're here alone now, baby, you and me, but hold your head up, child, 'cause we are free. Never seen such big skies, never known such dark nights. I've never seen the stars shine so bright over me. Never seen such big skies, never known such dark nights. I watch for his star bright over me. You know, I still feel pretty small against that wheat gold wall of prairie. Yet when I look up at that big sky, I believe. Oh, here they come with more coffee and tea and juice. Here's a song about a truck driver. How's that? Hey, you know what? I think before I do that, we have a lot of birthdays in May. So it's a really good time to get together and sing happy birthday. So if you have a birthday in May, we're going to send happy birthday out to Roses right here, and out to Max, and out to everybody else that has a happy birthday. Wait 1 minute. Oh, we got more birthdays than you can possibly know. And look at Patty go. She's going, gonna go to the kitchen and get something. This was totally impromptu, unplanned, completely without. Whose birthday are we singing for? Ba-da-ba-ba, Victoria. Max, ba-da-ba-ba. Roses, da-da-da-da. A tiny cake for the elves. It was my birthday last week, too, so I'm all in on this stuff, you guys. Nothing like turning 50 for the 9th time. It's the last chance I got, though. Three birthdays this month, week. Victoria, yay. 29 and holding.
Shane, we just can't hear. Can you just grab the microphone, the blue one that is on your left side? We're gonna put you through, okay?
Okay.
There you go. Now you know what he's going on about over there.
So if Patty brings the cake out now, maybe she's trying to find a lighter because I forgot to give her my lighter.
She's like, do you have matches?
That's what it is.
No. Do you have matches? No. Do you have a lighter? No. Do you have matches? Okay, who's got a Flintstone?
We'll run it back to her.
She got lost in the vast caverns of the back of the hall. Here she comes. Here she comes. Da. Okay, everybody. Oh, maybe that wasn't her. Well, it's a good thing we planned this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear beloved. Happy birthday to you. Who gets to blow out the candles?
Victoria,
Wow.
because it's her actual birthday today. She can blow the candles out. And I figured she had to be about 24 years old.
24.
So that's
add a
how many
couple.
candles I put on it.
Give or take. 24 plus 30. 9.
Perfect.
Well, there you go, my dearly beloveds. Happy birthday
Yes, happy
to all
birthday.
the May babies.
Bunny. Bunny. Where are you, Bunny?
Okay, we'll sing that truck driver song now.
For the record, we have on the right side, Sheena Gunn Reed. She just came in the house.
Darling, I'm a coming down old route number 67. Just got off the turnpike, avoiding the Ohio State inspection. Johnny Law followed me up the road, then he turned back and he let me go. I guess this old truck ain't worth shutting down. And your voice last night on the telephone said you wouldn't be there when I got home. So when I get to Cleveland, I'm gonna head back south. The light keeps coming on. I got water in the fuel. The brakes are gone. I got a left front tire throwing thread. By tomorrow morning I could be dead. Baby, maybe you've been right all along. Well, you said you couldn't stay with someone who was always going away. All you wanted to do was to settle down. Yeah, you wanted to buy that little trailer out on the edge with the money you were saving, with a carport and a color TV and no place to turn around. The light keeps coming on. I got water in the fuel. My brakes are gone. I got a left front tire throwing thread. By tomorrow morning I could be dead. Baby, maybe you've been right all along. Baby, maybe you've been right all along. Remember that winter when the lake froze over? Drove out there after we'd unloaded, and we revved that truck and spun it round and round. We kept it idling out on that ice, cold in the sleeper, and I held you tight. Baby, I'm sure on thin ice now. Folks, it's the last call to get your dinner now. folks. We got chickens, whole chickens to go. They're for sale for 25 bucks a piece. And we got tubs of ribs. These guys don't want to take any home with them. So if you want to take some meals, take some meat, go talk to the kitchen or come talk to Shane here. Light keeps coming on. I got water in the fuel. The brakes are gone. I got my left front tire throwing thread. By tomorrow morning I could be dead. Baby, maybe you've been right all along. Baby, maybe you've been right all along. All right, you guys can go one more song. Thanks for sticking around with me here. We got all kind of guests and things going on, and make sure you get yourselves last call for supper. There's lots more over at the bar. Have fun, make yourselves at home. Lots coming up. I'm Ruthie Purvis Smith, singer and songwriter. Born and raised right here in Alberta. Here's a song about getting out of the big city. Wrote it for a girlfriend of mine. I thought maybe we could get out of town. Take my hand, we're gonna run away. Going far from here, we're gonna go to stay. We gotta get out of this town. Nobody knows where we're gonna go. Just pack it all up and get the show on the road. Gotta get out of this town. The bridge we burn won't be the last. Gonna take the turn just a little too fast. Make it count, gonna make it go our way. Honey, hey. The world's so big and we're so small. Don't always understand it. I gotta get out of this town. Same old stuff, just a different day. But we all know that it better change. Gotta get out of this town. The bridge we burn won't be the last. Gonna take the turn just a little too fast. Make it count, gonna make it go our way. Oh, honey, hey. Take my hand, we're gonna run away. Going far from here, we're gonna go to stay. Nobody knows where we're gonna go. Just pack it all up and get the show on the road. Gotta get out of this town. Gotta get out of this town. Gotta get out of this town. That's my cue, you guys, to get off the stage. So stick around. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. I'm not even sure what's next. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting all this, you guys. Bless you all. Thanks, Lois. Thank you, love. Yeah. I'm honking out the speaker a little bit on the vocal mic. Just FYI. I was pretty hot in there. I was speaking it a little bit. So,
Oh, I asked him to just say a couple words. So, is it on or not? Oh, okay. I just so I'll just put it on.
grab this cable. Perfect.
Just get everything out of the way. So good. What's that, Shane?
Before Bonnie comes up to talk about and introduce Jasper here, I wanted to let you know that there's a whole bunch of books over here that Sheila Gunn Reid has written, and she has donated them. They're $20 a piece. If you would like, come over to the table over there and grab yourself a copy. And without further ado, here's my wife.
Good evening, everybody. You know, I'm not usually the one who speaks. With all these speakers around, I can hardly get a word in edgewise. Anyway, but I was moved to thank you all so much. All of you, I think you should give yourselves a big round of applause. You really should. You and so many other people who are watching right now and who will watch this, you have gone above and beyond, put so many hours in, frozen your tushes, and you've been volunteering since long before the petition ever was a thing. And I'm just so proud to know all of you, and I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I was also moved to, when I saw that Jasper was going to be here, to introduce him. Some of you may not know that he's visiting from the Netherlands. He is an independent journalist, and he's been trying to warn us ever since Chris met him about how things are in the Netherlands, they're going to happen over here. They're ahead of us. There's reasons why our Dutch friends have moved here. And I don't know if he wants to be a downer and tell you what's headed your way if you haven't heard from him before, but I just really wanted to introduce him and thank him for keeping on, because he's a warrior over there in Holland too. Thank you, Jasper. I love you.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jasper Smith. I'm coming all the way from Holland. I'm an independent journalist, working for Common Sense TV. It says on my head, gezond verstand. It says on my head, gezond verstand. It means common sense, and that's what we need, I guess. What is it? I guess it's 4 years ago. Some bloke from Canada came all the way over from the Netherlands because there was a farmers' protest. And a dairy farmer down south called me up, said, Jasper, you're living close to the airport. You need to pick that guy up. So, okay, let's do that. So I picked the guy up. First, I was asking for a face because who knows? And our airport is massive and busy. I met up, took him in my diesel car, and said, Chris, where can I drop you off? And maybe you know him a bit. I said, Jasper, I didn't arrange anything. And I'm like, I'm way too Dutch for this weird guy. So I took him home and put him to bed and went up to work. Late that evening, we went up to Amsterdam, and it was so much fun. We did a live stream, and basically the friendship started. It's a brother from another mother. So thank you, Chris, for doing this. And one thing in a democracy is really important, and that's conversation. And that's, I guess, why we're here. We're here to talk to each other, learn from each other. Holland is basically a front runner in this madness. What's happening in Holland is happening here. Elon Musk had it during the COVID times. What's happening in China happens in Europe, and then it's happening in America. And basically, that's what I'm seeing here as well. And sometimes I'm walking around and I'm thinking, what happened here? It's being punched in the face all the time. Let me start with healthcare. And that's a big topic that you all need to talk about. But in healthcare in Holland, it's basically the front runner of the Obamacare in America. I'm paying about 130 euros. My boss is paying 130 euros. Basically, it's 800 something euros if you go to the doctor, and then everything is arranged. But before that, before all the electronic things, the doctors were saying something about 60,000 people get wrong medicines, and we need a digital system because we don't want nobody being killed by taking wrong medicines. So they took the Dutch healthcare system in a online system. Everything is, of course, automatically arranged from your bank account being charged. But I'm feeling like a number. It was a Sunday. I had a hangover. I was laying on my couch and my phone rang on a Sunday. And there was no number on it. And I was like, no, that's probably somebody who wants to sell me energy or a new contract or something. I'm not picking up. And I was falling asleep. I wake up with a headache. And I was looking at my phone, 3 missed calls and a text message and a voicemail. And the voicemail was from a doctor saying, Jasper, you need to come back to the hospital because we need to do the rest of your treatment. And I'm like, I never went to the hospital. That was on a Sunday. On a Monday, my house doctor called, Jasper, you went to the hospital. Why did you leave? And by the way, why are you taking HIV medicines? And I'm like, what? I'm not I'm perfectly healthy. You can see it in your screen. I never visit you. I have nothing. What's happening? Jasper, you need to go to the hospital right now because your medicines. And I received a text message saying your digital ID is ready to log in for making an appointment. And I'm feeling like, have anybody seen The Enemy of the State? That's what I felt at that moment. Why do I need to go to a hospital? It was some dude probably identified my name under my name, but then the hospital has to take the care of it. But that's exactly the point. How would you, if your house doctor is calling, if your hospital is calling, and they're sure you were there, and I'm like, no. So I felt like, how is this happening? So I thought it was really weird. I need to talk about the asylum-seeking crisis. We have loads of crises, of course. We've got a energy crisis. The asylum-seeking thing is, a year ago, we're not allowed to have guns. We're not allowed to have knives in Holland. That's the violence is only for the government. If they want to use it, we need to be smacked to the ground and carried away. But then again, there are guns, and there are knives, there are stabbings, there are shootings. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the police office received a telephone call. That was on the end of the shift. They went up in that house. There were 3 Muslims in there. The cop was stabbed in his face, and then he had to shoot the guy down. He died. Well, the other guy already died because there was a stabbing in that house. He received a house. He was 21 years. Normally, you can, if you want to have social housing in Holland, you have to be 18. You have to be registered, and then you have to be, in where I live, 18 years on a list for housing. That guy is 21 in social housing. So that means that our local government gave that guy a house, as well as his mother, as well as his sister. So why can't they live together? Why would they take 3 houses? Why are they stabbing our police? We have a girl in Holland, it's called, her name was Lisa. She was living in Amsterdam, was bicycling home, raped and killed. It was election time, so the police officer department couldn't say anything. They were waiting until the elections were over, and then all the footage came through. He was riding on a specific bike. There were footage of it. So basically, they could have known they were there. The guy was living in an asylum-seeking center in Amsterdam. In his closet, there were knives, guns, and cocaine. That's what we have to deal all the time with. We're receiving over 1,000 immigrants a day. Let's call them immigrants. A week, 1,000 immigrants a week. They have to. We have a spreading bill. It means in every little city, in every little town in Holland, they need to pick up those immigrants. They're not adjusting. And it's basically, we're asking our government, we're last, what was it? Saturday, I believe, in London, there was a major protest. There were over in Holland, over 10 protesters. I was in Haarlem asking for the Liberal government, please do something. And I wanted to talk a bit about politics. Everybody knows the word Democrat. But what I recently understand and what I learned, and it's better understanding, that you have a democratic minimalism and you have a democratic maximalism. Does anybody have a thought what that might be? We're thinking about being, if we're talking about that story, we're thinking about a small government, and more power to yourself, more freedom, but it means more responsibility. But that's the minimalism part of it. Our governments run on the maximalism. That means basically the same thought and feeling, freedom for everybody, but a stronger government. And the stronger government you hear all the time. But basically what that means is more government employees, more spending, stronger government. And in that maximalism, that means that if the government is something going wrong, you're doing well, you're prosperous, you're working hard, you're earning a lot of money. But some guys or girls are saying that's unfair. The government comes in, socialistic, dividing everything until everybody is basically on the same level, and then you can do whatever. And that's, I guess, the same thing in Holland, and I guess the same thing as in here. They're talking about liberalism, but that maximalism in it means that socialistic part, and that socialistic part is where we're going through more governments, more taxes, more employees, more obedience. And I'm seeing that every day. And the stories that you're talking about are the stories that we're already dealing with. So yeah, I will be here all night. If you have any questions later on, I will be happy to explain what's going on, because it's way more, especially, let's say, our energy crisis. Holland is not an oil producing country. We don't dig for oil. We have gas. We can't for cooking and for clean natural energy. But the wells, they put concrete in it. And then they say, oh, there's an emergency. Holland is the 6th largest importer of crude oil. We only need 800,000 barrels. We're producing somewhere between 1 or 2 million. We're selling them off. Holland is 30-40% smaller than Germany, and Germany is on stage 7. So what do you mean? And exactly in that oil crisis, and I'm hearing you about we're a landlocked country, and that's true. But there's loads of solutions for that. Our second, the first is America that we're buying crude oil for, but the second is, for example, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, it's an oil-producing country and landlocked. They have a pipeline going up through Turkey, and they deliver to Rotterdam, Den Haag, in our harbor. And then we've got 6 of the crude oil. We're producing everything onto concrete, asphalt. So I would like Albertan to trade with Holland. Make sure you're doing the same deals, like, for example, Kazakhstan or Norway. Norway is a really good example for you. They've got an oil fund. That oil fund, can you imagine, next to the pension fund in Norway? Because they learned from the Dutch. When we found our natural gas, we were spending it crazy. We were spending it all over the seas, where I didn't see it at the table. But now it's gone. We can't produce it. It's called the Dutch disease. And the people in Norway learned about that. Shell and ExxonMobil is pumping up north crude oil, is selling it. 30% of Norway is the 3rd largest importer for us, for Holland. In that oil fund, there's 350,000 euros in it, ahead. Out of that oil fund, the government is taking 3% of it. They've got free healthcare, free university, free schooling. They're the 4th richest country in the world. You can do the same. And I would like to trade with you. So everybody's asking me, Jasper, you're coming often, and I love Albertans. You're fantastic. But my fight is back home. And I will continue doing that. I will harass every politician, and I'm doing court cases. The people who are doing demonstration, people in politics even get indicted. Forum for Democracy is mostly, all of them has been in court because their language isn't the language that they want to hear. And I'm fighting for those. I think it's really important. Our fight is not only in politics. Politics is one of the four solutions. We need you guys. We need you guys to fight for us, for the people in politics. The journalism is a big part of it, because I can ask questions that you can't. I can dig up and I will not stop finding. So being here, doing journalism, being the guys who are standing up for this madness, and of course what we need is people who are financing it. And if you're having those four, we can move mountains. And that's what I'm aiming for. So thank you for being here. Enjoy. Thank you for having dinner with us, and enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to introduce our next speaker. It's Joanne Rogers, and we'll just give her a moment to come on up and there you go.
Be able to hang on to this,
Onto the podium.
please.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, he's got to liven me up. Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. I'm here tonight to talk to you about energy. Not the kind that you can put in a pipe. This is a different kind. And I can tell you that every single person in this room is generating it. Do you know what it is? It's hope. And it comes out of your heart. This energy was so generated by our truckers convoy. Those people that came out and waved at the truckers, the people that stayed with the truckers, when that hope was generated, it traveled all around the world. And what's happening here in Alberta right now is just as important. When we see the day that we can say we're living with freedom, don't think that that won't go around the world, because it will. There's more resting on us than only just our own freedom. This is a very important time, and we need to be part of it. A big part of it. Now, I've been around in this province a lot longer than almost anybody in this room. So I remember some of the good stuff and some of the not so good stuff. In the 70s, you know, I've heard people say, oh my God, if we were free, we'd have to have our own police. Well, hell. In the 30s, we had our own police. There were about 30 guys. They were spread all over Alberta, and all they did was trucks and buses. And we were driving on some of the safest roads in Canada, because no company brought in vehicles that weren't in good shape, because they knew they'd get picked off. Anyway, the 70s was a very busy time for me. I was involved in transportation when we were getting ready to bring in the law for seat belts. Anybody else here can remember any of that? Oh, yeah. Anyhow, that's old stuff. But what was sad about that, at the end of the 70s, there was a change of government. And for some reason, they had the idea to save the government money, they would break up motor vehicles and farm it out to all these little offices. But what they didn't do was they didn't keep an eye on what was going on with instruction in some of the schools, the driving schools. Now, here, about 6 weeks ago, I read, because of public demand, part of it was as a result of that bus accident. You know which one I'm talking about. And they started a pilot project, and they went out and they checked into some of the trucking schools. Well, they shut down a bunch of them. They shut down a bunch of the instructors that weren't any good. Well, son of a gun. You know, this is what happens with Alberta. We try something, maybe it doesn't work perfectly, and maybe we go off track. But when it's time to fix it, we know how to fix it. Do you see what my t-shirt says? Okay, that's something that is an emotion. And it's something that I have seen time and time again. Whoops. Don't mind me. I have the sense of balance of a drunk. I'm not dangerous, really, but health-wise, I'm as healthy as a horse. I just can't stand up straight. Anyhow, I wanted to talk to you about the next thing, and this is this thing. You know, I can remember that emotion being part of what my father said to me when I was a kid, and he would say, Jan, let's go pick some rock. Well, I was excited because then I would get to drive his big team of Belgians. That really was good for me. But you know, all through the years, everywhere I worked, every time I was involved with industry, with working people, they would have, you know, meetings. And it's the same thing now. We're doing the same thing. We're Albertans. And you know what? Say it with me. We can get it done. Don't mind me. I'll be fine. I just dance funny. All right, thanks, folks. You know how determined I am. Why can't you be just as determined?
Not only is he a musician, songwriter, but he's also a very good speaker. I'd like to welcome back to the stage Mr. Ben Crane.
Sorry about that. I had to get my brains. I really admire these guys who can get up here and just talk. I don't know how you do it without having something in front of you. But this is a different kind of a deal. I've been asked by Shane and invited by Shane and Chris to join this group. And I'm not what I would call a speaker. I'm just a really handsome guy. But he asked me to do a different kind of a speech today, so I wrote it this morning. So I got my notes here. This is wiggling, and it's... If you were to ask me the main reason why I'm so set against staying in Canada, my knee-jerk first reaction would be values and global governance. I definitely hold different values than our federal counterparts. Hard work, respect, personal responsibility. The list is longer than this room is wide, and I have a deep resistance to their insistence on canceling our generation's old culture in favor of ushering in a new world order. One world government with all its trappings of surveillance and control. Sounds great, doesn't it? Oh, freedom is the root of what I'm looking for. But the word freedom, its definition seems to cover a whole broad spectrum and can tend to sound petty or self-serving. Oh, I just want to do what I want to do. But it is genuinely true when you think of it. So I'd like to share my heart with you tonight. When Sean and Chris asked me to join this tour, my first thought was, why me? I was joining a high-toned outfit of constitutional lawyers, economists, political scientists, media personalities, and influencers, people who have been imprisoned in this free country of ours just for having an opinion that differs from the official narrative. And then me, an uneducated, run-of-the-mill guy that can't remember critical information and couldn't argue his way out of a wet paper bag if he was paid to. But my neck is red and my collar is blue, so maybe I can relate to the common person here. I'd be useless in a courtroom or as a news reporter. I'm not Sheila. I'm not Leighton. Maybe I can show people how deep our values run and how they have shaped our very existence, our very identity. You see, we all have an internal drive to be connected with something that's way bigger than us. We get behind something and it energizes us. It feeds us. But not only that, it gives us a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, of actually contributing to society. That's a big thing that is getting lost today. See, the funniest thing is I'm an entertainer, and I'm used to people liking me. It's actually very, my very career depends on that. So when I post something on the inner tube, as simple and harmless as a poster like for tonight, advertising a town hall, or inviting folks to have a civil discourse involving both sides, and the responses I get are sheer vitriol. It's crazy. It's sheer hate. It's disgust. It's stuff I wouldn't even think of doing to my enemy. And I find it very hard not to take it personal and not to worry about how it will affect my business. I've taken some hits because of the trolls some of them are actual people, not just the bots. I have a whole bunch of cousins who are bots. If you're in the Leslieville area, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not sure what woodwork these guys come out of because they sure weren't there responding kindly to something that I harmlessly posted, like a new piece of artwork or a new song. They just all of a sudden showed up. But nevertheless, it does hurt and it angers. But I haven't been thrown behind bars. I haven't got my accounts froze yet. So I keep going. And it's because of you guys, actually. It's all your fault because you keep showing up at these things. I keep going because I know that my future and the future of my family and those who follow me is so much more critical. I want my children and my grandchildren to inherit a good land. Our 6-year-old grandson, a few days ago, we go over every night. They live on the other end of the other side of the yard. We go over every night. We're so blessed. We tuck them in and we read them with them and we play with them and we throw things at them and they jump on us and break our noses. So one day when I told him I couldn't come in and say goodnight to him, he says, "Where are you going, Bumpa?" I'm Bumpa. And I says, "I'm going to a meeting." And he says, "Oh, are you going to one of those meetings where you tell people how great Alberta is?" I said, "Yes, I am. I want to inherit a good land, one that they can thrive in, a country that encourages personal responsibility and honesty and truth, not the kind of people that find loopholes to get away with dishonesty. I want a small government where your voice is heard and your vote counts. Wouldn't that be something? Not a bureaucratically obese machine. Oh boy, did I find some words. Operated by elites in ivory towers. But I mean it. I mean, this is crazy. I want a country that encourages business ownership and resource development, not a red tape, traffic jam, defeatist-driven economy ideology driven by global goals and decided by unelected and power-hungry tyrants. And I want a government that is fiscally responsible and has a thing called a moral compass, a big one. I want a country that fosters a culture of freedom and thriving. There's a difference between thriving and existing. One that has no interest in telling you what to think, who to be, what to say, and all the beautiful surveillance that goes along with that. I want a country that aligns itself economically and socially with other countries with similar values, not with countries with horrendous human rights track records and other socialist and communist traits. I want the Canada we used to have. And folks, that ain't here anymore. That's why we want to get out of here and carry on, because that Canada that we used to have is still here. It's alive and well in this country we call Alberta. That's what a free and independent Alberta means to me. That's why I buckle down and ride into the wind, willing to take a stand for what I believe. That's why I do what I can to travel across the province to tell my reasons for what I believe. That's why we stood in the cold and miserable conditions. Woo-hoo, that was fun. To make sure our voices were gathered and heard. We have a beautiful place here. It's rich in culture, rich in history, rich in resources, and rich in people who still carry that pioneer grit that strong countries are forged with. Yes, we need direction. We need leadership. We need plans. We need strategies. These are being developed as we speak, and I believe the time is right for these to be trotted out and leader chosen. That's my opinion. And that's the beautiful thing about this thing, is we don't all have to be agreeing exactly alike to be unified. Unity is grabbing things together towards a common goal in spite of our differences. That's a big difference right there. And in the meantime, we need to continue to have conversations with our neighbors and our families and those in our circle of influence. There are loud voices and deep pockets organizing against what we want for our future. But by and large, I have not heard a single reason from that camp to convince me to stay in this abusive relationship. In fact, I know billions of reasons to leave. I stole that from Zane. My encouragement to you then, neighbor, and I'm hoping to give you some hope tonight, because it's been a tough week, and I'm seeing despair start to settle in. I'm seeing hopelessness again. We thought we were just giving her and we got the wind knocked out of us a few times, but it's going to happen. And this ain't the end of it. So stay focused on the goal of independence. Don't get sidetracked by the distractions of monkey wrenches thrown into the gears. Opposition is guaranteed. Grow duck feathers so that the stuff thrown at you just slides off and don't get stuck and weigh you down. You're a pioneer. You take risks because you know that they lead to rewards. and the alternative is just plain unacceptable. You might get bruised, black eye, a broke nose, but you got toughness cells. That's what I tell my grandson. Quit crying, you got toughness cells. You got big boy pants. You can take it. That's what it requires. When we get kicked down, we get back up again and again. Stick to the high road. The owner's manual says something to the effect of, don't do something to somebody that you don't want them doing to you. And then on another page, it says, if a bully demands your coat, give him your shirt too. In other words, we've got to show respect to them that don't agree with us. That way, nothing gets stuck to you that you regret later. Like I said, stay focused on the goal. Continue to remind yourself and your neighbor of the good things you're fighting for. You know that you ain't the only toad in the puddle. You might be the only one that's willing to speak up, not only for yourself, but for them that's afraid to. Show courage. This is war, folks, but I believe in my heart that this is the right thing to do. This is why I'm here. Stand against corruption. Stand for what's right. Get involved. Remember that the only thing needed for evil to win is for good people to do nothing. And also remember that the only way to accurately predict your future, if you want to know what's coming, the only way to accurately predict it is to write it. So, no more excuses, folks. Let's pick up a pen and start writing. Oh, I appreciate that so much. It's my privilege. I've watched this gal on Facebook, or not Facebook. I don't like that word. Sorry for my language. I've watched this gal on TV. She needs really no introduction, but she's been all over with some really good podcasts, some good anchors. She is the bureau chief, Canadian bureau chief of Rebel News. She's a mother. She is a smart gal, and that's why she's here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome, please, Miss Sheila Reed Gunn. Or Gunn Reed. Or just Sheila.
All right. I had no plans to speak tonight. I came for chicken and ribs, and then Chris put me on the spot, but that's okay because I speak for a living, so I can come up with something. As I was introduced, my name is Sheila Gunn Reed. I'm the editor-in-chief at Rebel News, and I'm also the point person on an independence-minded third-party advertiser group called Act for Alberta. I'm a fifth-generation Albertan. I run the family farm, and I'm a Western separatist. So, because I'm winging it, I thought I would talk a little bit about some of the work that we do at Act for Alberta, because we hired a very serious polling firm, Main Street, to poll Albertans on their tendencies towards independence. And it was surprising in some aspects, but it gives us a roadmap to convincing people. So let me begin by saying that I think something's changing in Alberta, and it's not happening online. It's not happening in political circles. It's among ordinary people like you in this room, oil field workers, farmers, parents, and especially if you notice at the petition signings, young people who really want a chance to have what their parents had. And they don't see that they will have those things if things don't change. And the political class in this country keeps pretending Alberta independence is some fringe emotional outburst. They've even called it a tantrum. But fringe movements do not gather 301,000 signatures in one of the most brutal Alberta winters we've had in a very long time. Fringe movements do not mobilize 7,000 volunteers. And they do not continue growing despite nonstop attacks from politicians, media elites, the courts, activist judges, and federal bureaucrats. Something very real is happening amongst us. Albertans increasingly believe Confederation no longer works for us. Let's say something really clear here, though. Wanting a referendum isn't extremism. And it wasn't extremism when Quebec got one, not once, but twice. Nobody ever treated Quebecers like they were dangerous radicals for asking simple constitutional questions. But Alberta, we're not even allowed to discuss the possibility. And honestly, I believe that double standard is helping fuel this movement every single day. So I hope these people never shut up. I believe paternalism creates separatists. I know it did for me. Every time Ottawa lectures Alberta, support just grows. Every time Eastern media mocks us, support grows. Every time Alberta's industries are punished while Ottawa talks about national unity like they did this week, support just grows. And our polling that we got through Main Street at Act for Alberta reflects that reality. Recent polling put Alberta independence just a month ago. Our polling data showed that it was at 30-ish%. Just this week, it's 36. I guess the MOU didn't work. And that trend matters because constitutional movements become politically important long before they become majority movements. Quebec actually proved that. And inside our conservative coalitions across this province, support is even stronger. And I'm going to tell you these numbers because I have a point to make right after. Roughly 60% of UCP supporters say they would support Alberta independence or are open to it. Among federal conservatives in our province, the number is roughly the same. That means this is no longer some fringe movement outside of conservatism. It's embedded within the conservative grassroots itself. And so conservatives have to be realistic about the math in their attacks on the separatists. But that goes both ways. Because you cannot build a successful sovereignty movement by declaring war on the UCP premier with over 90% support inside of her own party, while 60% of that same base is open to independence. Do you see what I'm talking about? That, at the end of the day, is political self-sabotage. Those groups overlap. How many canvassers have you met who were also volunteers for the UCP? A lot, right? They're all the same people, same members, same volunteers, same organizers. They took the experience that they learned with the UCP over there. Yeah, exactly. And they brought it into this movement too. So if the sovereignty movement descends into infighting and factional warfare, ordinary Albertans, ordinary conservatives are going to walk away. That's how you build a broad coalition. That's how you take that 36 number to 40 and 45 and 50. People are looking for competence, and Quebec understood that too. The sovereigntist movement in Quebec became powerful when it built broad coalitions around shared grievances and shared aspirations, and boy, don't we have many. It wasn't about purity tests in Quebec, not endless internal battles. They saved those for later. Now, here's a number that we found also at Act for Alberta that shatters all kinds of narratives. And I think you've seen this online. According to our polling data, 46% of First Nations respondents said they would support Alberta independence in a referendum. That's nearly half. That's more than the regular Alberta population writ large. And of course they would. If you ever saw people that the status quo of federalism has failed, it's our Indigenous friends. Sorry, I lost my place and I was really just giving her there. Yeah. I want to talk to you about why I wrote my book, Independence Blueprint. I have about 40 copies over there. If you want a copy, I'll sign it for you. But Quebec held a series of commissions before they held the referendum because they knew that the Federalists would live in the fear, the uncertainty, the what about my pensions, the what about our borders, what about our currencies, what about citizenship? So what they did was they convened a commission that engaged nearly 50,000 people. They brought in academics, bureaucrats even, normal people. They had specific parts of the coalition or of the commission that were dedicated to young people and old people, because young people and old people have different reasons for wanting independence. And they wanted to find out what their objections were, what their fears were, so that they could go and find the answers. We have not done that yet. But the good news is that Quebec did a lot of the groundwork for us. And as Albertans, sometimes it feels like Quebec is a natural enemy. But I think not now, not in this moment. It was actually the biggest public consultation in Canadian history that they held. And they published all their documents online. They didn't filter any of them. So we need to learn from that. We need to learn that anger is not enough. A sovereignty movement only becomes credible when it can answer practical questions calmly and confidently. Now, does that mean Alberta's independence is inevitable, even if we can answer those questions? Of course not, but not yet. But the trend line matters, doesn't it? Support is rising, especially among younger Albertans and conservative voters, which makes this no longer a protest movement to Mark Carney. It's a real thing. It's becoming a serious constitutional movement with organization, infrastructure, polling, and intellectual groundwork behind it. And let's be honest, Ottawa created this. We didn't. It blocked every pipeline. It ignored every single equalization fight. And then it told us to shut up about it. Every federal attack that happened to Alberta's economy created this movement. Every smug lecture from Laurentian elites like Andrew Coyne created this movement. All of it has accumulated. And now Albertans are no longer asking, how do we fix Canada? Instead, we're asking, should we continue participating in this arrangement at all? And the problem is, they won't let us ask that question. But Quebec could. Now, whether Alberta ultimately stays in Canada or not, one thing is already true. The old relationship is over, dead. Albertans are no longer willing, and we know this because 301,000 people signed a petition in the dead of winter. Albertans are no longer willing to quietly subsidize a federation that increasingly works against our economic interests. Now, I wrote my book because I didn't want to tell you what to choose, but I did tell you my bias right off the top. I'm a separatist. I want informed Albertans, Albertans who know what the questions are and who've done the homework, and Albertans who can answer every scare tactic that's going to come from these insincere federalists who all of a sudden love us. And by judging by the momentum we're seeing right now, I think that moment is already arriving. Now, I think I still have a little bit of time. Will you indulge me? Because the last part of my book is more of a love letter to my fellow Albertans. I laid out all the questions, all the answers that Quebec came up with. But at the end of the day, going through those documents, I realized that while we have a lot to learn from Quebec, we're fundamentally different. Quebec asked a lot of questions about who's going to give us all the services when Canada is no longer there. We don't care about those things because we'll just do it ourselves. We don't want stuff. We want to be free. And I think that was a fundamental difference between us and the Quebecers. Their referendums were about culture. I believe ours is definitely about culture, but it's so much more. It's about self-respect and dignity. And so I wrote a little love letter to my fellow Albertans in the last part of the book. It's called The Work We're Not Afraid of. Alberta wasn't built by people waiting to be rescued. It was built by people who stayed when it would have been easier to leave. People who worked harder when the wind cut sideways through their coats, and who bet on themselves when no one else would. Our farms didn't rise because of a federal program gently nudging them into place. Our rigs didn't punch into the earth because Ottawa believed in good vibes. This province exists because stubborn people decided to make it exist when nature and regulation said it should not. And all of that matters now. Because the idea of independence, I believe, to Albertans, has never been a threat or a tantrum. It isn't a hostage note slid under a closed federal door. It's not leverage either. It's not extortion dressed up as identity. It's something quieter and more demanding than that. It's a standard. And it's a question whispered to ourselves when the rooms empty out and the noise dies down. Are we capable of standing on our own? And the honest answer, the one we already live, is yes. We built cities where there was grass and trees. We turned winter into an industry. We learned how to drill through stubborn rock, mine the muskeg, and survive the bust that followed every boom. We learned the land will break you if you don't respect it and reward you only after it has tested your spine and your mind. Hard years are not an exception here. They are our curriculum. Albertans don't romanticize hardship. We simply don't panic when it arrives, and it always does. That's why independence doesn't terrify us the way it terrifies the people on the political talk shows. We already know what uncertainty feels like. We live it every day. We've ridden the cycle, layoffs that empty hockey arenas mid-season, the for sale signs that linger longer than anyone wants, the families that adapt without permission from anyone east of the Manitoba border. We know more than anyone else what it means to lose work, lose everything, then start again without waiting for instruction. So we're not afraid of the work ahead of us. What scares the political class is not that Alberta might want more responsibility. It's that we're capable of it. Because capability exposes necessity. Self-reliance makes dependence look like a choice, and we're done choosing that. Independence, as Albertans speak about it in our kitchens, on tailgates, and on shop floors, is not a threat outward. It's a promise we make to ourselves that no matter what arrangement governs us, we will not consent to be managed as a resource colony forever. That the people here who raise families, risk capital here, and bury their parents here deserve to govern themselves with the same maturity they bring to every hard thing in their lives. Ours is not a rebellion against Canada. It's a declaration of self-defense. We know how to keep the lights on. We already feed people we'll never meet. We export energy, food, ideas, labor, and tax revenue far beyond our borders. We already shoulder risk nationally while being told our confidence is somehow regional arrogance. We already pay into systems that do not love us back. And none of that, I believe, makes us bitter, but it makes us honest. Our prairie temperament does not crave approval. We crave solvency and fair dealing. Say what the deal is for once, and then keep it. That's why the independence conversation feels different here than it does elsewhere. Ours is weighed. Albertans understand that freedom isn't free, but it's maintenance, it's paperwork, it's trade deals and border policy and pensions and procurement, and the quiet grinding labor of self-government. And still, when our bills land on the table, we don't flip them over and panic. We read them, then we act. Quebec has always spoken of independence as a weapon pointed at Canada. We speak of ours as a tool held towards us. Theirs is about leverage, ours is about competence. One says, do this for us or else. And we ask, what would it take for us to do this for ourselves? These are not the same impulses. We're not the same people. We're not looking for drama. We're looking for dignity in our own decision makings. We want to live under rules we recognize as our own. Rules that make sense in this place where things grow slowly and our temperatures fall brutally and outcomes are earned instead of gifted to us like the rest of this country. We don't expect perfection, we expect accountability. And we're far tougher on our own failures than any distant critic in Ottawa ever could be. And we know how this ends if we choose comfort over courage. It's the slow leak of authority into our lives every day, the quiet trade of, responsibility for reassurance. That path is familiar across history. Once you learn to outsource your future, you forget how to build one, but that forgetting has not taken root here in Alberta. We still teach our kids how to fix things when they break. We still shake hands when we mean it, and we measure our success in the things that endure. Our land that's paid off, businesses passed down, skills learned the hard way. Those are not the habits of a people waiting to be ruled. Those are the habits of a people preparing to execute their own ownership. Independence, if it ever comes, won't arrive as a rupture of this country. It's going to arrive as a continuity, a continuation, more of what we already do, with fewer intermediaries, more responsibility where responsibility already lives, and more consequences where consequences already land. No one in this room is pretending it's going to be easy, but easy in this place has never been the point. The point is that Alberta does not need to be permissioned into our potential. We have already lived it. We've weathered worse storms than political uncertainty. We have rebuilt after worse collapses than economic restructuring. We've outgrown worse losses than some institutional or constitutional rearrangement. We are not reckless enough to treat our freedom as a slogan, but neither are we timid enough to treat it as forbidden. If independence remains a dream for us, it will be because we chose that, not because we're being intimidated out of the conversation, because we won't be. And if one day independence becomes a shared project amongst us, it won't be born of rage, but of readiness, the same readiness that built our barns and our churches before roads and towns were even on the map. Albertans, we don't scare easy. We scare sensibly, and then we get to work anyway. Whatever form our future takes, it won't be shaped by panic. It will be shaped by people like you, people who understand that freedom is not the absence of risk, it's the willingness to carry that risk ourselves. Thank you. Thank you. Chris, are you coming up? Okay, I don't know how to close this thing out. Thank you.
Well, we have a big problem. Shane said I only have 5 minutes, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I can tell you that there's not going to be a song and dance. First of all, I want to say thank you all for coming out tonight. And I also want to say a very large thank you to the army of volunteers that are in the kitchen right now, doing dishes and they help get the food out. And you know, when we do these things, people just show up and they're like, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" And I sit there and I spin in a circle and I say, "I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Go ask Shane." And so, but it all works out. So yeah, I really appreciate all of you folks who help out with these things. And yeah, I think there's like 10 people in the back packaging up ribs, which we're going to sell. We're not taking any with us, so please buy them. You can throw them in the oven at home for whatever, 30 minutes, and you have some ribs with your supper. We also have 10 whole chickens left. Those are for sale as well, so they have to go. We're not taking them home. I'm sorry to tell you that you must buy that stuff. It's got to go with you. The last week has been really odd for me. You know, we've done so much work collectively as Albertans who care about their future. And we've come a long ways, like a really long ways. I remember when I was working with the Alberta Prosperity Project, I was the interim CEO. We went and we did meetings in places, and there was like 12 people showed up. The appetite for independence was there, but the motivation just wasn't. It's because I think, we get into the summer and we're comfortable and we just want to enjoy our lives because we're kind of supposed to do that, right? I've been thinking about that a lot lately. All the things that I would rather do than be traveling across the province to do these things. We were in Brooks last night. We drove down to Brooks last night, did a pierogi dinner. We didn't do a pierogi dinner because the kitchen was too small. And I got there, I was like, well, I guess we're ordering pizza. So we ordered pizza for 150 people and 30 people showed up. Well, we booked an event, a speaking event, on the same day as the 4-H meeting, and on the same weekend as the local sports team won their thing, and everybody was busy doing their thing with that. But that's not my point. My point is, we've come so far from the kind of fringe conversation, and it's always been a viable one, a valuable conversation. The facts support Alberta sovereignty for sure. But we've come so far, and we're at the point now where we actually went across the province and canvassed and got people to put their name on a piece of paper and sign to compel the government to put a referendum question to the people of Alberta on Alberta sovereignty. This is a big deal, right? We've come a long ways. And some people might think that we've had setbacks in the last couple of weeks. Well, I guess about almost a month and a week now. With the injunction and the petition kind of getting tossed aside like it's nothing. But I just want to make sure that you all know that I believe we haven't experienced any setbacks. I think that everything that's happened up until this point has happened for a purpose, exactly the way it was intended to. Everything that we look at and we say, oh my goodness, that was such a bad thing, woe is me for this happening to us. That thing happening is going to create an outcome later. And you might be wondering, well, what do you mean? That's how could you say that? I say that as a guy who was fighting the government, wondering why there was this massive push to destroy me and my business, having to go to court, paying fines, which I never got back, by the way. That was a kind of a terrible thing. And we might see those things and say, oh, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. When people say that to me, I say, please don't say sorry. Everything that's happened has been a blessing. I didn't see it at the time. I couldn't see it because obviously we can't see in the future. But now that I look back, I realize all these things that I considered at the time a series of unfortunate events were the greatest blessings ever bestowed on me, because they turned me into who I am today. They put me where I am today. They gave me the motivations that I have today that's caused me to travel to every corner of Alberta, and believe me, I've been to every corner, and share the message of Alberta independence. If any of those things hadn't happened, I might not be here. You folks might not be here. So I just want to remind you that while others are flailing, what's the word? They're wailing and gnashing their teeth about what happened. I look out over the situation we're in and I count my blessings every single day. And that's the way I'm going to be from now until the day I die. And that's not to say that there's times we go through things where we're like, man, why me? Why do we have to go through this? Why did the court have to, squash our petition that we worked so hard on? But then I remember being in Edmonton, standing about 8 feet away from Mitch, and Mitch read a statutory declaration telling Albertans how many people signed that petition. I remember seeing, the highways, like people, Alberta flags lining the highways, convoys all over the place, representing Alberta, people filling rooms like this for the last 6 years that I've been paying attention. And it's absolutely amazing. And now here we are in 2026, in the midst of another, I would say, perilous journey. We're going to go through some things in the next few months leading up until the October referendum for a referendum, which is frustrating for me as well. But I do believe that was a blessing now. And we're gonna have fights, and we're gonna have to work hard, and we're gonna have to make sacrifices. And I'm probably not gonna fish again this year. Last time I went fishing, it was the first time in like 5 years I went with actually with Jasper and Jessica in Campbell River. And I think about these things like, if I had my way, I would be working, doing my thing, feeding people delicious food, and then spending my time fishing or with my family, things like that. But I'm probably not going to do that this summer, because we're going to be doing this all summer and all fall, right up until October. And then in October, we're getting on an airplane and you won't hear from me for 3 weeks. But there are sacrifices to be made. And there's things we're going to have to deal with. But please don't lose hope. And keep your eyes on the goal that you want. And for me, I want a sovereign Alberta where we can chart our own course forward. We can choose our own policy, our own legislation, our own laws, because we're the ones that will face the consequences of those. We can make sure that our kids have a bright future to grow up. We can make sure that our kids have a better chance than we did. And as I see it right now, they sure don't. This is the work we get to do. This is the blessing afforded to us living in a country like Canada, where democracy is threatened, but it is still a thing. So don't let anybody bring you down. Don't let anybody convince you that this is we're back to a political thing. This is a people's movement thing. This is not about politicians. This is about you sharing your opinion, wearing your opinion after you buy some beautiful overpriced Alberta merch from one of the vendors at the back. Having conversations with your neighbors, your friends, your families, your co-workers. Being bold with your opinions and sharing them in such a way that we bring people to our side. That's what this is about. That's what Let's Talk Alberta is about. If we talk about these things, if we share the facts, if we share our opinions from a place of love for, for Alberta and for our families and our future, we will bring people to our side. And this is what I've been saying the whole time. When we do that and we build the movement, the politicians become less relevant. And what they want becomes less relevant. What Danielle Smith wants with a sovereign Alberta within Canada becomes less relevant, because we have done the work. We've created the movement. We became the parade, and they will get in front of it. And don't forget that. In the meantime, we're going to have some fun. We have some entertainment, some more entertainment for you. They're late getting on because we are late getting off the stage. But we're going to enjoy ourselves tonight, talk amongst each other, and have a refreshment from the lovely Jessica back there. And then we're going to go out into the world again tomorrow, maybe even tonight, and we're going to share these things with our neighbors. And we're going to bring them to these things. And when they start asking us questions or saying, hey, you can't do that because of this, we're going to say, well, you know what? Let's talk about it. And we're going to do it like human beings. Thank you very much.
Well, we're going to have some great music here by Dane Van Hagen. Before he's going to come up and he's going to get set up. Before he starts to perform, they're actually going to do, Ruthie, Dane are going to join Ben, and they're going to do My Alberta Roots again, the three of them. So, but before they come up and get going, I'm going to tell you the story of a house that's only a couple of blocks that way. This house is for sale, and I think you need to go look at it. It's at 5607 48th Avenue on the C&E Trail. This house is being sold, and 1/4 of the sale price is being donated to Let's Talk Alberta. So I would encourage you to go take a look at the house and please make an offer. Okay, without further ado, I will have the three of our artists come up and do our Alberta roots.
Thank you. Appreciate it. No problem.
Can you adjust the camera, guys? Okay. Can you just give about 2 minutes, guys? Yeah. Our first conversation is gonna be.
For those who are watching online, we're just gonna do a little check here, change the line, changing the cameras a little bit, and we'll see you in about 72 seconds. I just picked 72 because, I don't know, I like random numbers, I guess.
What key are we in? A. I can do that. Canadian key.
Should almost say that over the mic.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 2 guitars and a backup singer.
You can mute mine. No one needs to hear what I'm doing.
Listen.
I just needed everything. So.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to use this.
She will.
It looks like you need another stand.
But she can hold.
I can hold the
She'll
mic.
hold
Yeah.
it.
She can hold it, right? Okay.
It's like kind of reminds me of Stevie Nicks.
Well, we are going to have a bunch of fun. This wasn't planned until, well, maybe 30 seconds ago. Some of these guys haven't even heard the song, but that's what music is. Music, somebody says, is what feelings sound like. So isn't that cool? So we're going to sing My Alberta Roots, Run Deep. And if you know it, you go ahead and sing along as well. In the key of A. That's a Canadian key, right?
Hey.
Yeah, A. That's an Alberta key. It's got 2 of them. Okay, Max, we're ready when you are. The only life I know goes back 100 years, steeped in deep traditions, blood and sweat and tears, value of hard work, common sense and hope and truth, family and freedom, and the value of our youth. What makes us want to hold on to what we know is right, and in the face of opposition, stand our ground and fight. Our Alberta roots run deep. It's in our blood, in our bones, it gets stronger every day. And when somebody tries to move in and tear it all away, just draw a line there in the sand, stand your ground and say, my Alberta roots run deep. It's living on the land, watching life come and go, working hard, playing hard, in sunshine and in snow. We don't really ask for much, because we know that God provides and has given us all the things we need to enjoy this life and thrive. So what makes us want to hold on to what we know is right? And in the face of opposition, stand the ground and fight. Our Alberta roots run deep. It's in our blood, in our bones, it gets stronger every day. And when somebody tries to move in, tear it all away, just draw a line there in the sand, stand your ground and say, our Alberta roots, you can't hide, they define us. They made us who we are today, and life's this good, just don't throw it away. Our Alberta roots run deep. Can't pull them up or dig them out. They go deeper every day. And when somebody tries to move in and tear it all away, just draw a line there in the sand, stand my ground and say, my Alberta roots run deep. Run deep. Yeah!
How about these boys, eh? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for joining us,
gentlemen.
guys. Now you're in
That was
hot
cool,
seat.
eh?
One monitor.
It's like cowboy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How amazing was that? Put your hands together one more time for everybody here. Come on. Now, there, I'm back. Not only is the music amazing, but the food and the event and everything. Please put your hands together for Chris. Man. All right, one thing I learned when I was living down in Louisiana is we got to give each other a little grace and we got to have some fun every once in a while. So how about we just take a minute, we all come together. I know we all got the same beliefs. What are we fighting about? Nothing, baby. So let's sing a song together. This is called Rollin'. You left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost a minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, well, Mary, keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. If you love Alberta, I want you to sing Rolling right after I do, okay? I said rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. One more time. I said rolling, 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 rolling on a river. So when I moved from Louisiana back to Canada after a couple of years, you see, I lived in Canada throughout COVID, and then I lived in Southern California, and then Louisiana, and then I came back, and everything was different. Completely different. I don't know if you guys remember those years, right? Anyways, I wrote a song about that. I'll sing it next, but we got some more fun to have. This one is all about pumping gas. If you go down to the river, there you're gonna find some people who live. You ain't got no money, you don't gotta worry. The people in Alberta are happy to give. Big wheels keep on turning, well, a lot of plates in Mirror, Alberta. Pumped a lot of pain down in Three Hills, but I never saw the good side of the city till I used to ride on a cowgirl queen. Big wheels keep on turning, Hail Mary keep on burning. All together now, rolling, rolling, rolling on a river, rolling, rolling, rolling on a river.
All right. You know, I'm a big fan of Waylon Jennings, and my favorite quote of Waylon Jennings is this one: never be afraid to be yourself, and don't be afraid to take risks. I don't know if anybody needed to hear that tonight, but he's also got a few other ones like Get a Good Lawyer. Cowboys ain't easy to love, and they're harder to hold. They'd rather give you a song than diamonds of gold. Lone Star belt buckles, old faded Levi's, each night begins a new day. If you don't understand him, you don't die young, he'll probably just ride away. You know what? Sing along. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive no trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. See, now I've got a different version of that chorus that I like to sing. I think it might be a little more fitting. So I like to go like this. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies. Let them pick guitars and drive an old trucks. Don't you let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Or else you can go like this. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowgirls. They never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. A little guitar. Cowboys like smoky old pool rooms and clear mountain morning. Little warm puppies and children and girls of the night. Them that don't know him don't like him, and them that do sometimes don't know just how to take it. He ain't wrong, he's just different. His pride won't let you do things to make him think that you're right. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies. Come on, let them pick a guitar and drive in an old truck. Don't let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be cowgirls. They'll never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Thank you. Hey, I'm having a whole bunch of fun. I hope it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I just want to say this is the single most largest gathering of people I've ever experienced that cared about the well-being of my life in the future. And it almost makes me emotional because there should be more people my age up here. We should be here, you know, but it's because of you guys that we might have a chance at life. It's because of you guys. So thank you so much. This is a song I wrote after I moved back to Canada from Louisiana, and everything had changed. It's called What's a Cowboy to Do? And by the way, this is wild. I got a phone call from Cody Johnson the other day, and he wants to record this song. Something about sticking true to your colors, I think. Well, he's rustled and wrangled. He's worked every angle, tussled with God on the side. Was it Dallas or Denver? Hell, he can't remember the last time he had a good ride. He swears he ain't nervous. He's losing his purpose, each day trailing behind. He's beat up and broken, half-hearted, hoping he can circle the sun one more time. What he misses the most is chasing that high, wandering aimless neath a big western sky. He's stuck in a rut with nowhere to roam. And what's a Alberta boy to do when he's got a ride home? He's got his boots in the corner, his hat hangs in the foyer. Each day he's coming to find he's slowing down faster now that he's out to pasture, which ain't quite what he had in mind. What he misses the most is chasing that high, wandering aimless neath a big western sky. But he's stuck in a rut with nowhere to roam. And what's a cowboy to do when he has to ride home? Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's wild. I can't believe that all my friends aren't here right now. One of my buddies, he got a liberal girlfriend and then never showed up. This old smoke-filled bar is something I'm not used to. I gave up my home to see you satisfied. I just called to let you know where I'll be living. Yes, it's not much, but I feel welcome here inside. I've got swinging doors, a jukebox, and a bar stool. My new home has a flashing old Alberta sign. Stop by and see me anytime that you want to, 'cause I'm always here at home until closing time. I got everything I need to drive me crazy. I've got everything it takes to lose my mind. Stop by and see me, baby, anytime that you want to. 'cause I'm always here at home until closing time. Got everything I need to drive me crazy. Everything it takes to lose my mind. And the atmosphere in here is just right for heartache. So I'm always here at home till closing time. I got swinging doors, jukebox, and the bar stool. My new home has a flashing neon sign. Stop by and see me anytime that you want to. 'Cause I'm always here at home until closing time. So I've been on the road for the last 8 days straight, playing every single night, sometimes twice a day. And with the price of fuel, I can't make any money. And I've been putting in big days, driving 4 or 5 hours a day and then playing for 3, 4, or 5 hours at a time. Anyways, I think maybe if we could just team together and make a change, there might be gasoline that'll keep the musicians in town going. You know what I mean? Well, you heard about love and giving, sight of the blind. Well, my baby's loving 'cause the sun to shine. She's my sweet little thing. She's my pride and joy. Oh, yeah. Sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my ladies, heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. She's my sweet little thing. She's my pride and joy. Oh, yeah. Sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my lady. She's a long and lean. You mess with her, you see, you're not getting me. Sweet little thing. She's my pride and joy. Oh, yeah. Sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. I love my lady like my finest wine. Stick with her until the end of time. But she's my sweet little thing. She's my pride and joy. Whoa, yeah. Sweet little baby. I'm a lover, she's my sweet little baby. I'm a lover, she's my sweet little baby. I'm a lover boy. All right, so I moved to Louisiana from Southern California. I was living in Los Angeles on the Sunset Strip. And man, the culture just changed me. And one day I was on my way to a gig with one of my buddies. We were playing in Dallas, Texas. And he says, have you ever been baptized? Is there any lovers of Christ in the room tonight? I don't mean to be that guy, but if you love Christ, just put your hands together. He is good. He is good. God is good. He saved me. And we went to the only natural man-made, or the only not man-made lake in all of Texas. It's in Tyler, Texas. And we went down to the river, and there's this big water moccasin snake going on the river, and it was creepy, and I'm from Canada, and my buddy says, no, that's a spot. That's a spiritual sign. We're going to baptize you right here. So we hopped in the water right where that snake was, and the next day we sat down and wrote this song. It's called Baptized by the Muddy Water.
Watched my life pass me by, one whiskey bottle at a time. I poured myself out till my soul ran dry. I'm haunted by the memory of the man I used to be, forced to my knees by my selfish pride. I've been baptized by the muddy water. I once was lost, tied and found, headed south to higher ground. Gotta crawl before you walk in a new direction. Stumbled in love was a matter of time. Once I stopped chasing what was already mine, no longer have to fear my own reflection. I've been baptized by the muddy water. Only after my sweet release did I realize what it was doing to me all along. Dare the devil bring me down, one more day, one more round, while there's still time for one more song, one more song. When my rambling bones wanna roam, God sent peace I find at home. So I stay and keep my Annie company. Every day a newfound grace keeps the crippling fear away, so I can be the man I've grown to be. I've been baptized by the muddy water. Now you got it. Sing it with me. I've been baptized by the muddy water. Thank you. That was great. Here's an outlaw song if I ever heard one. People say that I'm no good, crazy as a loon. I get stoned in the morning, I get drunk in the afternoon. Kinda like my old blue tick hound, I like to lay around in the shade. I ain't got no money, but I dang sure got it made. I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. You don't like the way I'm living, just leave this long-haired country boy alone.
Well, there's a politician talking on TV, and he's putting down rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation, 'cause he's worried about my soul. Now Jesus walked on the water, and I know that it's true. Sometimes I think that preacher man would like to do a little walking too. I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on now. You don't like the way I'm living, just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Well, a poor girl wants to marry, and a rich girl likes to flirt. A rich man went to college, well, me, I went to work. A drunkard wants another drink of wine, and a politician wants your vote. I don't want much of nothing at all, but I will take another toke, 'cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I can't get it on now. You don't like the way I'm living, just leave this long-haired country boy alone. You don't like the way I'm living, just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Hey, thank you guys. You know, most of the time I have to teach people about concert etiquette, you know. Clap when the song's over. If you like the solo, clap again. But you guys, you got it all figured out. Must have been raised in the era where concert etiquette was a thing, I think. So I'm going to sing a song. This one's called Rocky Mountain Way, and it's my tribute to the beautiful Rocky Mountains, which we are so blessed to have. Got any Joe Walsh fans out there? Maybe a couple. You gotta make sure I sound pretty for you folks. I spent the last year Rocky Mountain Way. I couldn't get much higher. I'm out to pasture, think it's safe to say it's time to open fire. We don't need the ladies crying 'cause the story's sad. The Rocky Mountain Way is better than the way we had. Hey, yeah, yeah. Telling us this and he's telling us that, changes it every day. He says it doesn't matter. Bases are loaded in case he's at bat, playing it play by play. It's time to change the better. We don't need the ladies crying 'cause the story's sad. The Rocky Mountain Way is better than the way we had. Hey, yeah. Hey, thank you guys so much. You're an amazing audience and amazing group of people. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. So I was blessed enough to get to meet Miranda Lambert, songwriter, once upon a time. Any Miranda Lambert fans out there? Couple. There's one. I see you. There's two. And he needed a place to stay. He was on his way. He was playing gigs, and he got locked out of the girl's house that he was staying at that night. So he called me, and I thought, man, am I ever lucky? God is good. I got a top tier songwriter from Nashville calling me, asking for a place to stay. I'm getting a song out of this. So I sat him down with my girlfriend. I was playing at a college sorority party in Louisiana, Northeast Louisiana. And I sat him down with my girlfriend and a bucket of beer. And I said, you look after him and you look after her. I got to get to work. Anyway, she ended up telling him that dating me was like champagne and puzzles. And so he sat me down later that night and he said, what did she mean by that? And I said, I'm bubbly and confusing. That's definitely what she meant. And he said, we got to turn that into a song. So I went up to Nashville, we sat down, and in 2 hours we wrote this cute little jingle called Champagne and Puzzles.
It's all champagne and puzzles, soaking in soap and bubbles. Never seems to have no trouble when he's hanging out with you. You know, the cocaine and whiskey, I reckon they sure do miss me. Now I don't got no struggle, 'cause it's all champagne and puzzles. I used to rather sit at the bar alone instead of the usual fight at home. Now I'm walking out the kitchen in a pearly white robe with a record spinning round, singing along to something oh so sweet, half drunken bottle at your feet. I guess life ain't such a mystery, 'cause you're the missing piece that I found. And it's all champagne and puzzles, soaking in soap and bubbles. Never seems to be no trouble when I'm hanging out with you. You know, the cocaine and whiskey, I reckon they sure do miss me. But now I don't got no struggles, 'cause it's all champagne and puzzles. I've got a pretty colorful past, if you haven't noticed. No square peg, round hole, crossword I don't know the answer to right now. Just a folded up newspaper on the floor, you and I dancing around. Raise them on up, here's to us, time to celebrate, not thinking too much. Pop the top, let the good times roll, save your worries for tomorrow. Just close that door. It's all champagne and puzzles, soaking in soap and bubbles. Never seems to be no trouble when I'm hanging out with you. You know, the cocaine and whiskey, I reckon they sure do miss me. But now I don't got no struggles, 'cause it's all champagne and puzzles. I never not got no struggles. Well, it's all champagne and puzzles. You guys are awesome. I could burp up here and you'd clap, I bet. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun.
pulled into Nazareth. Was feeling about half past dead. Knows all he said. Said, mister, can you help me find a place to rest my head? He just grinned, shook my hand. Well, knows all he said. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me.
Much easier with a 5-piece band, but I got it.
I picked up my bags and I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw old Carmen and the devil walking side by side, then I said, hey Carmen, come on and let's go downtown. She said, well, I've gotta go, but my friend can stick around. Yeah, take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. Go down, Miss Moses, ain't nothing that you can say. It's just so Luke and Luke's waiting on a judgment day. Said, oh, Luke, my friend, what about young Annalie? He said, now do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Annalie company? Yeah. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. Crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in the fall. He said, I'll fix your wreck if you take old Jack, my dog. Said, no, wait a minute, Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, my boy, just to feed old Chester whenever you can. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. Come on, get up here. Jeez, that was beautiful. Now you catch a cannonball, it's gonna take you on down that line. My bag is sinking low, I do believe that it's time to get back to Miss Annie. You know she's the only one who sent me here with her regards for everyone. Yeah. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And put the load right on me. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm going to take a very short liquor mission, and I'll be right back with you, so please don't go anywhere.
There's one $15 partial chicken still available if anybody wants it. Go see Jessica. She's got it there. That's the last of the birds.
All righty, I understand it now.
Now, I understand it now. All right, so we're going to an intermission mode, and we'll be right back in a second, guys. We're going to intermission mode, guys. Intermission mode.
I'm just on family monitor.
Okay. I thought he quit talking because ain't nobody here. But us chickens. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. Ain't nobody here at all.
So the sound was pretty good.
Yeah. No, I appreciate your work, man. That's fantastic.
Not too far off the bat for a guy who last year wasn't doing any sound at all. I actually, I was when I was in high school, I was in college, I was majoring in electrical engineering.
Oh, okay.
And I learned.
No wonder you like the back page of the manual.
Correct.
Yes.
And we learned how to manage sound systems.
Uh-huh.
A little bit, not a lot, but just a bit.
Yeah.
But the only way you can learn is by touch.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
No.
You can't learn, and like I was looking at names.
Yeah.
The website at name.
Uh-huh.
And they do have a class on media production.
Oh.
They do have a class.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that can complement raw experience.
No. But yeah, you need the experience, but you also need the teaching.
True, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about going to
That'd be good. That'd be good. Then you can take what you already know, get rid of the bad habits, and learn good stuff, and then if you already have some experience. Yeah. No, it isn't. Not easy.
Yeah, experience works best.
Yeah.